What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Haulin Bass TV. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. And as you already know, we'll be reviewing another Lucky Tackle Box. But before we get into that, I wanted to say thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you for getting this channel to 500 subscribers, 530 some right now. And my goal by the end of the year is to reach 1,000. So if you are not subscribed to this channel, please take a second, go down there, hit that red subscribe button, hit the bell, the notification right there so that you know when I post videos. They will be much more frequent. I'll be posting 2 times a week, Tuesdays and Fridays at 7 p.m. every single week. And you'll get content from boat making to Lucky Tackle Box reviews. There's a tournament fishing, tons of content. Now that we got all the promoting out of the way, let's roll that killer intro and get right into this box. Alright, y'all, let's get into this box and see what's all in here. So we got a pamphlet now. It says Lucky Monthly Highlights. So the original magazine, which is this was from last month's actually, is now digital. So all you gotta do is scan the code now. Not too bad. To be honest, I probably won't go do that. Not worth the time, I guess. We got the what's in the box card, which is a list of everything that we get in the box, and then on the back side is this month's theme, which is chasing the bait, which is what the fall is. They're feeding up to go into the winter. They're getting fat, so they can just sit there and be lazy all winter. Get this sucker open. All right, well, the first thing that fell out of the box was the Stellar Jig Company. It is a 1/2 ounce. It looks like it's a football jig, and it's a skirtless football jig, but this would be something really good if you're wanting to downsize a Texas or a jig profile, and you can just put a craw or a rage tail on there, anything you want, and you can still bounce off the bottom just like a jig, but it would be a touch smaller profile. I actually have a couple of these, and I really enjoy throwing this with just a smaller creature bait on it rather than having a big old skirt in the way, especially when the bite gets tough offshore. You can drag that along the bottom. Really good tip there. See, do they have another one of those in there? It don't look like it. Moving on to the next thing is Big Gun Baits. This is what looks to be a perch colored bait. They don't have a depth on it, but it looks like it's about an 8 to 10. Oh, it's a deep diving crankbait. I'm not sure exactly how deep, but it is a deep diving crankbait. It's 4 inches and 3/8 of an ounce. It's called Neon Lights. Let's see if we can't get a little bit better look at that. It's a little bit of green on the top with a little bit of chartreuse and black stripes, and then the orange belly. It looks like the old school perch color to me without the arrows in it. That's what it looks like to me. All right, so we have another Big Gun Baits, the exact same bait. It is 4 inches, 3/8 of an ounce, deep diving crankbait, unknown depth, but this color is called Lurker. And I actually really enjoy throwing a black crankbait. I know I probably shouldn't be saying that, because I catch so many fish on a black and blue crankbait. It's ridiculous. But this is black and green with a little bit of gold paint, like polka dots almost at the bottom. Not too bad. It does have rattles in it. That was my hand. The hooks seem rather inefficient, I should say, but I upgrade 90% of my hardware anyways, besides on 6 cents, because 6 cents, I think that they think we're going saltwater fishing, and I'm very happy with that because it sticks fish and keeps them hooked. So the next bait is Tbone shad. Okay, these lures have tight wiggling action to create a realistic appearance. Whether using a twitch, stop and go retrieve or a steady retrieve, it will dart and dive right in the strike zone. Max depth of 10 feet. And the color is crawdad, and it is 7.5 grams and 70 millimeters. It kind of looks, what this reminds me of is like a Rapala SR7, which is just a deeper diving crankbait or a shad wrap or something similar to that. I'm not sure if it suspends. It does have BB type rattles in it. It's not a low pitched rattle. Hooks are still iffy on them, but I do like the paint or the colors on there. Very bright. Certainly get their attention in the fall when you're trying to stand out from the thousands of other shad getting chased around. This color I actually really like. So this is also a Tbone shad. Same lure as the last one, just a little bit different color. This color is called Blackback Gold Side. Very creative, Tbone. Still 70 millimeters, 7.5 grams. And I really like this color. It says Blackback, but it actually has a blue hue to it, just like most shad do, or certain types of shad do. And then the holographic gold on there I really like because it does help you stand out from all the other shad that are getting pushed in the backs of creeks right now. And that's one of the hardest things to do, is stand out from the shad that are getting chased, because there's thousands of them. There's thousands of them, and you need something different to look a touch different than the rest of the actual shad that's in the lake. All right, moving on is we got Mismo Bait Company, and it's tubes. They're black and blue. They are extremely salted. And I actually grew up smallie fishing. That's how I learned to fish for bass. It was actually in the river. And a green pumpkin 4-inch tube was about the only way that I could really catch those smallmouth down there. So I love a tube for some smallmouth. Largemouth spots, not so much, but I love crushing some smallies on a tube. All right, the next one we have in here is another Mismo's baits. And this one is actually green pumpkin with orange and black flake in it. And I did not know this, but Mismo is actually a U.S. Marine Corps veteran owned and operated. But they give you 4 of them in here. They're salted. They look like a 3-inch tube or 2.5, no, 3-inch tube. But it's a nice little tube. They're very soft. There's not a whole lot to talk about when it comes to tubes. They're pretty simple. All right, y'all. Let's get into the next thing, which is the California Classic Bait Company. This is the Curvy worm. I'm not sure how long it is, but it does say target species bass, saltwater trout, crappie, and walleye. So pretty much everything. I don't know. I used to crappie fish when I was younger. I don't know too many crappie that are gonna be sucking that thing up. But that's just me. Maybe y'all crappies eat some 5-inch worms down there. They're pretty soft, so go through them pretty quickly. But they certainly have a very different approach to the worm. It's got a very flat tail, but bulbous on this side. This would actually be really good on a drop shot, providing that it floats pretty well. It does have a lot of movement. I'm not shaking my hand very much. So that would actually be something that I would throw on a drop shot. Maybe not that specific color of red, but something in this worm, but a different color. And we have another California Classic Curvy worm in here that is actually black and blue with silver and red flake. Yes, that is silver and red. Just double check. Let's get this thing out. It is the same exact bait as the last one. It's actually purple, blue, gold. This is a very odd color, but I don't actually mind it. It is the same one. It is black. That would be good in some stained water if you're throwing a drop shot around some docks in some stained water. Very good option for you, or even around a weedless drop shot around some laydowns. So many options, so little time. Okay, the next thing is actually a blade bait by Rippin' Lips. It's a 1/2 ounce blade bait, and the color is lipstick. One thing that kind of bothers me about some blade bait companies, and I'm not a big blade bait guy, however, it kind of scares me to tie my line straight to that hole. And if you're gonna give me something to tie it to, I would think that you'd want to put a snap swivel on there. That kind of bothers me. However, I do like the design on this blade bait rather than just having just a piece of lead and a piece of steel. They actually have eyeballs and everything else. The hooks are absolutely terrible, to be honest with you. Absolutely tiny hooks, and fish in the fall can get actually pretty aggressive, but a pink blade bait is one good way to stand out from all the rest of the shad. The next one we have is another blade bait by Rippin' Lips, 1/2 ounce, and the color is Frogger. Same exact blade bait, just in a different color. It's actually a pretty cool color. It is green, chartreuse, and orange with black speckled paint on it. Same hooks, and still no swivel on the back of the blade bait. If y'all know why they don't put a swivel on there, maybe it is because you're supposed to tie your line on there, please leave it down in the comments, because I would like to know. I'm actually genuinely curious now. And the second to last thing we have in here are some tube heads by Mustad. They are 1/4 ounce, and obviously that would go very well with your tubes that they supplied you. Mustad is actually a pretty good company. I actually don't mind Mustad. I prefer Gamakatsu or Owner, but Mustad would be my third choice by far. The last thing in here, unless I'm drunk, is a Lucky Tackle Box lure marker. They say they're paint markers to easily add eyes, lips, spots, gills to any fishing lure. Markers won't work on metal, wood, and markers do work on metal, wood, and plastic lures. It is chartreuse color. I'm not gonna really open this up. However, it doesn't look, I'm gonna open it up, screw it. We got this nice little beauty right there, and let's see if it actually works. It does work on plastic. How long it will stay, I have no idea. But it does work. That looks like a 3-year-old drew that. But it does work. That's in my hand again. Please, thank you. Not too bad. Never really used paint markers on my lures. I do have quite a few Sharpies in the boat, however. But to wrap this whole thing up, thank you guys for watching. If you guys watch this thing all the way through, please make sure you drop a like, leave a comment on a video that you want to see. I'm really curious as to what you guys want to see out of this channel, because this channel's not coming down anytime soon, and it is not stopping. If anything, it is picking up speed, and hopefully it'll be at the speed of light by the end of this year. That would be awesome. Thank you guys again. You guys are awesome. Go catch your PB for me.